FANBOY Modeling School.
Three categories, my main three categories of Avenger,
Okay.
right? So there's the Science Bros,
Right.
there's the G.I. Joes, and there's the Mistos, right? So these guys are the G.I. Joes.
Yeah.
They all look like they should be G.I. Joe characters, you know what I mean? Action figures. They all have something to do with either espionage or the military.
Right.
And I think that's, I think that the YouTuber X was complaining about, I think she's just not into G.I. Joe-ness.
Yeah. That makes sense.
You know what I mean? And so, but I'm into G.I. Joe-ness, and just the mere fact that the second Black Widow is going to guest star at a certain point, I'm into that.
Oh,
I want to see them go on an espionage thing and blow shit up.
So here's the thing, and we got to talk about Black Widow because it was one huge reveal, and the internet is going nuts over it.
Wait, are you about to say a spoiler? I'm fine with it, but we need to let our viewers know.
We need to let our viewers know. My lovely wife.
This is a possible spoiler, guys, for the end of Black Widow.
Shout out to my wife. She's been checking on me in this. I'll reveal to the viewers on Sunday if me and Roy do a special check-in what's going on. But my wife's checking in on me, so I just want to say shout out to you, babe. I love you. And spoiler alert. We'll get into that, and we'll definitely announce the spoiler before we talk about it. But yeah, we're gonna get the new Black Widow in this show. And the thing is, I actually think that I like the way they reshuffled it, because even though we're not getting Black Widow the movie, which was supposed to come out long before this, it's still going to be like, all right, well, it's set in the past, so seeing her is only going to whet your appetite. It's good marketing, good positioning on their part. It's only going to whet your appetite more for the Black Widow show. I think that it's going to be interesting to see Sam and Bucky's friendship develop, their partnership develop on the screen. And then I think it's also going to be very interesting, the U.S. agent element of this. And I think it's going to be interesting to watch people react to U.S. agent and the story they use to bring him in, because essentially it's it is what it is, I don't know if I want to go that far, but go read the comic books back in the day.
Obviously that like the front runner for being Captain America is a black man, and their chief opponent is going to be a white supremacist. I love it, and I really hope they really do a good job of exploring that and getting into that. I hope it's not just skipped over.
No, I don't think it. And if it is, then it'd be interesting to see how they do it. But this is going to be great because, again, we're getting street level heroes right now. I wouldn't qualify Sam Wilson, and they've done a really good job with Falcon, because I think we take for granted what he does in the comics. Like, that's not an easy task, flying around and thinking about some of the skirmishes he's been in as an Avenger. The visuals on his flying looks amazing, and I was kind of bummed out in the later movies, because when he got revealed to us in Winter Soldier, remember that first trailer of him flying away from the missiles, and they took the music out for that scene in the trailer, and it's just him flying under the helicarrier, and he pulls his wings in, does a flip, and then starts flying again. And I just remember seeing that, going, that was pretty sick.
He's on. Sam Wilson's amazing, man.
It's gonna be awesome.
I want to take a shot at Pretty Boy though.
Oh boy, who's the Pretty Boy?
So Pretty Boy, they turned the Winter Soldier into a pretty boy. Now he's always been like a handsome dude, but he's like he's evil. He had his rocker long hair or whatever. But he needs to put on a domino mask. In all the trailer, he doesn't look like he's a superhero. It looks like Falcon is standing next to a regular guy. And I think they're like, let's not put the mask on. Let's be very serious. And this is actually why I think problem that I think was erupted was like, how dare Captain America make jokes? Falcon can't be Captain America if he's making jokes. Right. And I'm like, I have no problem with that. I can, Captain America can make jokes, in my opinion. Yeah. So I disagree. I think he can. Give him the shield. He'll be Captain America.
I know exactly what you're talking about, and I think that one of the things that they did with Bucky, with Winter Soldier in the comics, like even when he was in transition and like anti-hero status, they kept him with the long hair, and it was still a very dark mystique. I think that we're just seeing the trailers right now, and it's easy to get caught up in that Sebastian Stan is a good-looking guy, but he's still very much a troubled man, and you can see I'm picking up on that in the trailers, and I think that that's going to be something we're going to see play out too.
I think the best dynamic, personally, I would think for an ongoing story is that like he gets the shield first and he tries to be Captain America, but he's got too many psychological problems to do it, and then he has to give the thing to Falcon and be like, to be honest, you should be Captain America because I'm too fucked up. I think that would be a good story right
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
Who knows? Who knows what they have planned? But I'm just worried they're not giving Sebastian Stan a mask because he is too pretty, and they're like, don't hide him under a mask.
Well, he hasn't worn
These
the
superheroes need to put their damn masks on and shut the hell up.
He hasn't worn a mask since he arrived in Wakanda. I know exactly what you're talking about. I know.
But he should be.
Yeah, we're talking about the Wolverine syndrome. Hugh Jackman is obviously, I think he was voted good Man of the Year or something like that. I'm sure he's gotten that, but they never wanted to put the mask on him. I don't think that was something he didn't want. I think he was into it. It's just something that they didn't want to do with those properties.
Yeah. I saw the writers of his solo project. So what was the first one? It wasn't the Wolverine. It was Origins.
Origins, yeah.
And they're like, we even wanted the costume back then. And then the guy was like, but I've been thinking about it. Who is this guy, Wolverine? Wolverine wouldn't wear a costume. Wolverine's too cool for a costume. And so here's the problem. Wolverine has been written a character for like 50 freaking years. And guess what? He wears a costume. So if you're adapting him and you think that he's too cool for a costume, then you don't know who the hell Wolverine is.
Yeah, even if you're talking about his patch days when he was in Asia and he was just running around, that was literally a disguise.
He's a very vain man. You're right. He has a different look for every part of the country he goes to.
You know, since we're talking about Wolverine, we're gonna stay on track because that was one thing that was missing from this. Because I realized that Wolverine's reveal in the MCU, as much as it burns you and Zeus, is gonna be $1 billion situation. Like it
doesn't burn you. Why do you think I hate Wolverine? I love Wolverine.
You're a Wolverine hater. You're one of those people.
You're always like, Wolverine could take Galactus. Couldn't take Galactus.
I've never.
I don't know if you've said that, but you said crazy things. Like
no, but you've said crazy things like Superman could take Galactus. This is a word you've uttered, and I'm like, no, that quite literally doesn't make any sense.
I think he could. But he'd have to use his smarts. He'd figure it out. He's Superman, for Christ's sake.
Here's another cool thing. Speaking of alternate realities, which Roy lives in, What If? Got the trailer for What If?
Oh my god, this is the trailer I've been playing over and over. I've watched it 50 times today alone, bro. For our viewers, if you have not seen this, get on it. It's what if ... That's how you spell it.
The What If comics, long before they explored the multiverse in any real facet in Marvel, the What If comics were the greatest comics in my mind.
When I was a kid, I remember being in elementary school and people were like, "Did you read the new What If?"
Yep.
Oh my god! Blow our minds.
And no matter how insane the idea was, like, what if Wolverine was the Lord of Vampires? That is one of the best books I've ever. I'm like, oh my goodness,
that's a great book. That's a great, absolute.
What
great
if
book.
there's so that's going to be amazing. Here's the thing, though. I don't know if you caught this in the trailer, Roy. Doctor Strange is battling another Doctor Strange in the trailer. I think that Doctor Strange is going to have a not break the fourth wall moment. I think that Doctor Strange is going to be acutely aware of the what ifs and the alternate universes, and this is all going to tie into what is clearly becoming Marvel's two big events of the year: Spider-Man and Doctor Strange. So this is building up those two. Those two movies are starting to.
This stays on the multiverse theme of Phase 4.
Of Phase 4.
Yeah, no, I feel you. Absolutely.
But we're gonna have such stories in what if Peggy Carter had become Captain Britain, which is kind of funny because so many people want Captain Britain to actually make his debut in the MCU. But this is gonna be interesting as well. We're gonna have
to be honest, that one episode looks so good. I kind of wish it was an ongoing series. Like I wish I could see superpowered Peggy Carter with dorky Captain America on her side.
You know how these things work. You make enough money off of it, anything can become a lasting series, dude. Any
art is so good. I think the artwork that they're doing, normally I dislike cell shading, but they did a really good job, and they really look like the actors.
Yeah, amazing job. Also, I'm looking forward to the zombie stuff. I'm looking to Black Panther going off with that's what they really captured the spirit of What If. It's stories that you don't think of that literally don't make sense, but watching them play out. What if T'Challa?
It's so much fun. So I think that one is going to be like, what if the zombies took over, and it's going to be the Winter Soldier perspective. Like he gets frozen out, he comes out of the ice.
Yeah,
and everyone's a freaking zombie.
Yeah,
so that's fun. It's just a fun ride. Right? T'Challa becomes Star-Lord.
Yeah, absolutely amazing.
Literally no sense.
It makes no sense.
But I can't wait to watch.
I can't wait to watch it. You know what else? I'm looking forward to because I have a feeling that this will tie into Doctor Strange, a Multiverse of Madness. Maybe at the tail end of this, I can discuss something with you I want to talk about. What else did we get? We got WandaVision. So this is
So we got we got the WandaVision second trailer, and they actually showed fighting in this one.
yeah, and I think
Because the normal trailer is them joking around or whatever, but they actually show them using their powers and stuff.
Yeah.
And it looks good. There's a scene of her flying with red energy coming out of her hands.
Rambo's daughter is in the trailer too. We get introduced to her, and I think that's going to be very interesting. They're doing it again.
And she's my minority pick of Phase 4.
Yeah.
A bunch of people are like looking at different minorities and they're like, I love Miss Marvel. Miss Marvel is garbage. You know who's awesome? Monica Rambeau. That's a black chick you can count on.
Dude, she's also a part of one of the most strong. She's awesome, and she's a part of one of the strongest teams in the universe. She's with what's his name? Blue Marvel Captain.
The Blue Marvel, yeah. So the Ultimates. I mean, I can't stand that they did that with the Ultimates. So they turned them into all minority team.
Yeah.
I can't believe in this day and age they have that gimmick where they're like, everyone in it will be black.
It's so black.
I mean, come on. Yeah, it's literally segregation, but it's the year 2020. So
And then they gave us the token white girl. Captain Marvel shows up, and she's quite. I would never get.
Right.
I would never get Danvers' character in Marvel, and why they keep trying to make her something that no one wants her to be. Like, they've tried to shove her down our throat, and I think there are good stories to tell there. You just got to pull the agenda away, man. Like, there are stories people want to see about her, but you got to stop.
And to be honest, I loved her when she was Miss Marvel.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with being Miss Marvel. There's nothing wrong with the word Miss.
Yeah.
It's like somehow they're like, this is sexist. She can't be a miss. And so she takes her ex-boyfriend's title of captain. And that's when that was agenda driven.
Yeah.
Right. That was absolutely agenda driven. I like her just fine. I think she's cool. And she is Captain Marvel. I have to deal with that. That's fine.
Yeah.
I'm over that. But they're hamming it up in the movies.
Oh yeah,
they're taking the agenda that was in the comic and they're making it tenfold for the movies.
Yeah, and I think actually they're gonna start pulling. I hope they start pulling away from that, because as I'm watching,
I disagree.
Hold on for a second. Let me make my pitch, because as we're watching WandaVision, I realize now that more than ever, F it, I'll die on this hill. I do think that Scarlet Witch will be the big bad. Or at least she's going to lead us into the big bad situation.
I think you're right.
And it's going to be great.
I think she's going to go full nuts or whatever.
Yeah, but no, absolutely. I think it's going to be crazy to see if anyone believes that Danvers is going to go toe to toe with the woman that almost killed Thanos. You know what I'm saying? That actually the only person. It's insanity. I don't even care about Captain Marvel. I'm not gonna let her ruin my day. We got What If, we got WandaVision, and I really don't know what they're doing. I know they're in prison. You know what this reminds me of? It reminds me of that episode of Angel where Gunn gets sent to that alternate dimension to get killed over and over again by friggin' Wolfman when he was a lawyer, Wolfman Hart. It reminds me of that.
Wolfman Hart, yeah.
So I think we know now that they're being held against their will. I don't know who's doing this, and it's gonna be interesting to see how this whole thing plays out, but it's gonna be amazing. And you know what?
Well, I think it might be her.
You think it might be her?
I think that she subconsciously wants it.
That would be amazing.
Because she creates her own bubble universe where she can have her husband who's dead.
So this is what I'm talking about.
And they can have their fictional children.
I know, and live in their bizarre little town. But this is what I'm talking about. This is what HBO Max should have been doing. You got Raised by Wolves. You got a bunch of shows. You make original content. This is where Disney is willing to lose billions to make trillions. They're like, we're willing to cut out every other studio to make our own content. Like, it's going to be owned by us, licensed by no one. Like, we're beholden to no one.
Yeah.
And then that's when you're able to tell these stories. And you know what? They owe it all to comics. That's right. I said it. They owe it all to comics.
And you're right. Like, for instance, Marvel is taking chances. Like, WandaVision is the most risky show ever. So you took two characters who are side characters in the Avengers. Yeah. I love them, but are they sure that everyone loves them? I'm not sure of that either, but I think they will after the series. Yeah. They put them in that crazy, hokey situation where they're mimicking sitcoms.
Yeah.
You're gonna put them, or if she becomes the big bad, or if she's responsible for the big bad, they're going to give her a major plot line that will affect the entire phase of all the movies. And that is a gamble, but I think it's going to pay off, man.
I think it's
and meanwhile, HBO Max is doing stuff like, they'll be like, we're doing a Peacemaker show. I'm not going to hate on Peacemaker. I'm going to watch it, but like, I'm not thrilled about it.
Yeah.
There's a million other stories I'd rather see.
Yeah, one of which is the property you do own, the DC. Like anyway, but at any rate, I think that you're right. They are taking a risk on Wanda and Vision. But remember, risks were taken in comics. Remember who this character was historically. And then we got the House of M, one of the greatest stories to ever be told. I don't care. If you don't think it's a great story, you're just wrong. You're absolutely wrong. I don't like to argue points. It is a great story. It's a great You're wrong, Roy. Deal with it.
I believe the fallout of it
is amazing.
Is a great story. A problem that I have with it is a rehash of the Dark Phoenix saga.
It 100% is, but it makes a little bit more sense. So here's always been my problem with the Dark Phoenix saga, and I think the clever writing helped it with Wanda. The Phoenix is supposed to be this one spectral multiversal entity that exists like as itself throughout the multiverse. It is the Phoenix.
This week it is.
Yeah,
because they always change the explanation as to what the hell it is.
And that's my point. Like, that's my point. It never, ever got represented well. The Phoenix suffers from Wolverine syndrome. Whenever they want to bring a new big bad in, guess what's going to get... Like, if it's some type of cosmic entity coming into the X-Men universe, guess who's getting sunned up this week? The Phoenix. Like, and that diminishes...
You're right. They're like, whoever wields it just to prove that it's bad.
Yeah. So I think that with the No More Mutant statements, I think is one of the most iconic statements in comics, and the fallout for it. Now they screwed up with the whole Inhumans thing and that whole debacle there. But I think that this will have that type of effect. And I think it's gonna be amazing. But you know what's gonna be cool, Roy? We don't know what's gonna happen, and we're in a place where we get to watch it happen, man. Pretty soon, Disney Plus. It's just going to be your one-stop shop, but like they said it was, for all of this content. You know, and there was so many people that, I guess rightfully hated on it. And I don't understand what all the hate is. I understand that Disney has been horrible to the parks and the employees of the parks. Two things can be true at the same time. They can be horrible over here and they need to be corrected and refuted, but they can also make amazing stuff over here. and I can enjoy that amazing stuff, man.
I want to do wild, rampant speculation time right now. Go for it. You know, this is my favorite.
Yeah.
Okay. So I've been saying for a while that I believe that at least Reed Richards, if not all Fantastic Four, will guest star or appear in Ant-Man 3.
Right.
This has been my statement.
Yes, you said you're on record.
And so all of a sudden, what did they announce last night? A Fantastic Four movie that will be coming out before Avengers 5.
That's going to be amazing.
And I'm telling you, in Ant-Man 3, the reason why I knew Reed Richards has to be in it is because Kang the Conqueror is in it. And Kang is the descendant of Reed Richards. So to have that story, you got to have Reed Richards. And furthermore, the Ant-Man 3 was called Quantum Mania. Yeah. Now, to further back up my thing, that seems to be evidence of this, my theory is the Fantastic Four have existed for many years. They're just, I figured they were off in space or time or dimension, and I'm thinking they're in the quantum realm.
Yeah, they're stuck in the quantum realm.
They're stuck in the quantum realm, and they're going to come out, and they're going to fully formed Fan Four with powers and shit.
Yeah. And what's going to be interesting, so this will be, besides the Guardians, our second full team in the MCU. Guardians is the first fully formed team outside of the Avengers. And I think that's why I enjoyed those movies. I'm like, oh man, thank you for acknowledging other things besides the Avengers. Like,
did you like what you heard? Check out the full episode. Just click the link down below. And remember to like, share, and subscribe.